After developing dozens of voice agents, these are the most effective settings for natural sounding conversations. In this video, I'll break down the best settings to build high performance voice agents in Retell AI. If you're new to the channel, my name is Lenny Cowens, and alongside my partner Terrell, we've been building and selling voice AI solutions through our AI agency 61B for the past 12 months. Let's start by breaking down exactly what a Retell LLM is. So, what's a Retell LLM and why is it important when building a voice agent? Well, the Retell LLM acts as the brain for the voice agent and is comprised of four specific things. One being the LLM model, two being the tools or function calls, three being the knowledge base, and four being the system prompt. These four components are key to building, delivering, and maintaining high-performance voice agents. So let's hop over to Retell and see this in real time. Now that we're in Retell, I do have a demo assistant for us here, and let's review the Retell LLM as well as the other settings that really make this a high-performing voice assistant that has really natural-sounding conversations. So first, let's start with the use case. This is an inbound voice assistant and is specifically for an electrician business. Overall, this thing just eliminates voicemail. That's the main goal of this voice assistant. So this is the system prompt, one of the key components of the Retell LLM. And we actually do have a video of how we create these prompts and a prompt engineering guide. So go ahead and check that out. But just quickly here, we divide this up into three sections: the persona, rules, and steps to follow. In the persona, we have the role, skills, and objective necessary for the use case. We move on to the rules for the voice assistant, and you can really expand this just based off of the experiences that customers have with voice assistant. And then lastly, the steps to follow. This is the logic the voice assistant is guided by when interacting on conversations. So you can access this prompt along with the settings that we're about to go over for this voice agent in our free Skool community by clicking the link in the description. If you're a voice AI agency owner and you're actually serious about making money building and selling voice agents, Voice AI Accelerator might actually be for you. It's a free community for agency owners to share their journeys of acquiring customers and building great voice AI solutions. So link in the description if you want to check that out. Moving on from the system prompt, when we're looking at the LLM model, we like to go with GPT-4o. And with GPT-4o, it does come out to a 13 cents per minute fee, and that's flat, regardless of how large the prompt gets. So definitely take advantage of that. You can also use Claude. And if I was going to use Claude, I definitely use Claude 3.5 Son. When it comes to the settings for the LLM, we're just going to leave the LLM temperature at 0, and the structured output we'll keep as default or disabled as well. Continuing on to the voice, I like to go with Marissa. It's a nice default voice. You can choose more specific voices, but to really optimize the voice assistant's voice, it's great to create an actual custom one through 11 Labs, but Retell AI does have some really amazing stock voices that you guys can go in and check out. But for our example, let's go with Marissa. More importantly, for the voice settings, we're going to always go with 11 Labs Turbo V2. I know V2.5 may look enticing, but there are some issues that occur with 2.5, so steer clear of that for now. If you're using a language other than English, you will need to select 11 Labs Multilingual V2 because that does perform the best with languages other than English. So take note of that. When it comes to the speed, we're going to keep that at 1. Same thing with voice temperature. We're going to keep that at 1, as well as the voice volume. We're going to keep that at 1. You can adjust these based off of your experiences and the reviewing that you're doing when these things go live as you build these voice assistants based off of your testing. But for now, we're going to keep it here. Moving on to the language. You can go ahead and select whatever language you prefer, but we're going to go ahead and press select English. Moving on to the functions, there are a myriad of functions built into Retell AI, and that's what's really amazing. For this use case, we're just going to plug in the end of call function, but there's also a call transfer, check calendar availability, book appointments through calendar on cal.com, and that's the same thing with checkability, it's all through cal.com. Press digit. So this is just when you're calling someone and there's a dial tone. So you have to press 3 to get to the specific person or the operator. You have the ability to do that, as well as custom functions. All right, now custom functions come into play when you need to tap into a CRM or do things that aren't just strictly listed here. And what's great about Retell is they make these things super easy to plug and play. It's just basically plugging in a couple bits of information to check your availability and book calendar appointments through your cal.com account. So check out another video that we have on functions to have a deeper dive into that subject. When it comes to the knowledge base, you can actually add this externally, and you add this by just going to your dashboard, going to knowledge base, and adding the knowledge base. And there's a couple different types of documents you can add. It can be a web page, it can be an uploaded file, or just a straight up add text, okay? When it comes to the speech settings, So we don't like to use background noise initially. If the customer wants it, sure, we'll put it in, but as default, we like to use that, leave that as none. Now you can also adjust the volume of the background noise. So you can play with that around with that if you like, if you do want background noise. Responsiveness, we're going to keep that as fast as possible. We're going to keep that at 1. Now, interrupt sensitivity, we want that at 0.5. We don't want it to interrupt too quickly. We want it to be more natural. And this also helps avoid some things like, the voice accidentally cutting off or act like it or sounds like it's whispering at certain points. So zero point 0.5 really helps with its performance as far as how smooth the conversation is. Enable back channeling, we're going to keep that default. Boost keywords. This is where you can put in keywords to help with the transcription in conversation. So for instance, if you're a doctor's office and there's specific types of procedures that you do, that's where you might want to put in a keyword so that procedure can be recognized in the transcript. We do want to enable speech normalization. This converts text elements like numbers, currency, and dates into human-like spoken forms. So this is really great. Retell AI makes it really easy for these conversations to go about naturally based off of your prompting and the logic that you're programming the voice assistants with. So we want to keep this enabled for sure. As far as the disabled transcript formatting, we also want to enable this, okay? It prevents errors like phone numbers being formatted as timestamps. So we definitely don't want that, so enable that as well. As far as reminder message frequency, if there's just a long period of time where the customer or caller isn't saying anything, it will say something along the lines of, hey, you still there? Essentially. So we want to put that at 7 seconds and happen at max 3 times a call. And then pronunciation, we don't need any for this use case, but for instance, if you have a specific restaurant or business that you're working with, and for whatever reason, the transcript converts it in a weird way, this is where you can add that pronunciation and be able to give it exact directions on how to avoid that error, because that is a make it or break it for a lot of businesses. We're going to go ahead and move on to call settings. Now with the call settings, voicemail detection, we don't need that for this use case. We're going to keep that disabled, but you can enable that if you want it to leave a voicemail and know if it reaches a voicemail. In call and silence, we're going to keep it 10. And as far as max call duration, we're going to keep that at an hour. You can adjust these just based off of how you guys would like them. But as far as these go, max call for an hour for this specific demo. As far as the end of call silence, we'll keep it at 10 minutes as well. So that means if there's 10 minutes of silence, it would end the call. When you actually put these to production, you can adjust these based off what the client wants, but ultimately there is that end of call tool. So that will also end the call if you give it directions in the system prompt. On to post-call analysis. Now, this is where you can extract information from the call that occurred that isn't just stock in the post-call analysis. So if we need to do that, we do that here. Or this isn't built for this use case, but there's another video on that if you're interested in that. So check that out. Security settings. Opt-out sensitive data storage. This is if you don't want any information to be collected. We're going to keep this disabled because we do want to be able to listen to call recordings and review just data in general for this specific voice agent. Fallback voice ID. You can use this for a different voice if Marissa's not working. We're just going to keep it default and not use one at all. But for precautions, if you'd like, you can select another backup voice. And lastly, the webhook settings. So this is where you plug in your webhooks for specific actions. This top one is for inbound dynamic variables. So if you have dynamic variables built into your voice agent, you're able to extract those from a automation and have them imported into the system prompt. As for the agent level webhook, this is for anything like post-call analysis, end of call reports, all of those things. Now that we've reviewed the Retell LLM settings, let's go ahead and give this voice agent a test to see how it works in real time.
Hello, thanks for calling Spark Pro Electric. My name is Katie. How can I help you today?
Hey, Katie. I have a light switch out in my master bathroom. I'm really having an issue. I think I might need someone out here to come check it out.
I understand how inconvenient that can be. Let's get this sorted out for you. Could you tell me when you first noticed the issue with the light switch?
Yeah, it happened just today.
Thank you for letting me know. Has this issue occurred before, or is this the first time you're experiencing it?
Yeah, it's the first time.
Got it. Is the issue affecting just the light switch, or are there any other electrical components in the bathroom or elsewhere in your home that are experiencing problems?
Just the light switch.
Thank you for the information. Could I please have your first name? If you wouldn't mind, could you spell it out for me as well?
Sure, Lenny.
Thank you, Lenny. Next, what's your preferred contact number?
That is 949-610-1111.
Thank you. Could you please provide your address, including the city, state, and zip code?
Sure. 123 North Tustin Place, Orange, Nevada 92819.
Thank you, Lenny. Just to confirm, I have your name as Lenny. Your contact number is 949-610-1111, and your address is 123 North Tustin Place, Orange, Nevada 92819. Is that all correct?
That's correct.
Great. We'll contact you shortly with an estimated time of arrival for service. If you need any further assistance, feel free to reach out. Have a great day.
Thanks. Well, there we go. It worked perfectly. Well, that's it for today. And if you found this video valuable, please hit that like button. It really helps us reach a wider audience. If you want to see more content on Voice AI, make sure to smash that subscribe button along with that notification bell to never miss another one of our videos. We'll catch you next time. Peace.